Hello, everyone. I'm Maggie Harper from VITAGO, Strong Legs, Active Life. And I'm so glad you're here with me today, March 21st, 2025. I've been around the block a few times, nearly 70 years, to be exact, and if there's one thing life has taught me, it's this: your legs are the foundation of everything. They carry you through every step, every adventure, every moment of independence. But here's the warning I want to share with you: your legs weaken first as you age. It's not just about stumbling on the stairs or feeling wobbly when you stand. It's a sign that your freedom, your mobility, and even your joy could be slipping away. But don't worry, because today I'm going to show you how to fight back and keep those legs strong, starting with why they matter so much. Let me tell you about my dear friend Ruth. She's 72, lives in Ohio, and we've known each other since our kids were in diapers. Ruth used to be the life of the party, always dancing, always on the move. But a few years ago, she stopped paying attention to her legs. She figured a little stiffness was just part of getting older. Then one day, she couldn't get up from her chair without help. Now, she's in a wheelchair most of the time, and it breaks my heart to see her miss out on the things she loved. That's when I realized we've got to prepare for our later years, folks. We can't just sit back and let time take our strength away. Our legs are too important for that. So why do strong legs matter so much, especially after 70? Think of them as the pillars holding up your whole life. They're not just muscles and bones, they're your second heart. Every step you take pumps blood back up to your torso, keeping your circulation going strong. I read something fascinating from King's College London the other day. They found that leg strength is the best predictor of how well you'll age, even more than blood pressure or cholesterol levels. That stuck with me because it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. When your legs are strong, they take the pressure off your knees, your hips, your back. They keep you steady, so you don't have to worry about falling every time you step out the door. I've seen what happens when legs give out. Take my old neighbor Hank, a tough 75-year-old Texan who used to walk 3 miles a day with his dog. He was a rancher in his younger years, always on his feet. But he let his leg strength slip, didn't think it mattered much, and one day, he tripped on his porch steps. Broke his hip, spent months recovering, and now he's stuck indoors more than he'd ever imagined. Falls are no joke, friends. Millions of folks over 65 in the U.S. take a tumble every year, and for too many, it's the beginning of the end. The CDC says it's the leading cause of injury deaths in our age group. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be that way. Strong legs are your first line of defense, your shield against losing the life you love. Let's talk about what's happening inside as we age. After 70, our muscles start fading, about 3 to 5% every decade. The doctors call it sarcopenia. I saw it with my sister Ellen down in Florida. She's 71, used to run marathons with me back in the 80s. But now, she struggles just to stand up from the couch. It's not just muscle, though. Our bones get thinner, our joints lose their cushion, and the nerves don't talk to our legs as well as they used to. That's why you might feel unsteady or weak, even if you've always been active. But I've learned something from watching folks around me: you can slow it down, even turn it around, with the right habits. Take my friend Martha, for example. She's 80, lives in New York, and still walks to the grocery store every week. She told me her secret: she never stopped moving, even when her knees started creaking. She's proof that strong legs don't just keep you mobile, they keep your whole body humming. Your big leg muscles, those quads, hamstrings, and calves, are powerhouses. When they're working right, they support your posture, ease the strain on your joints, and even help your heart by boosting blood flow. Poor circulation can lead to swollen ankles or worse, blood clots, but strong legs give your heart a hand. I like to think of it as teamwork between my body and me. And here's something surprising I stumbled across: strong legs are good for your brain, too. A study in the journal Gerontology found that folks with stronger legs do better on memory tests and problem solving. It's like your legs send little signals up to your head, telling it to stay sharp. I've noticed it myself. When I'm out walking, my mind feels clearer, my mood lifts. My old pal Jim in Michigan, 73, swears by it. He says his daily strolls keep him from feeling foggy, and I believe him. Strong legs aren't just about avoiding aches, they're about staying you, the active, independent you. So, what's the takeaway here? Your legs are the engine of your life. They're tied to your independence, your health, your happiness. I think about Hank and Ruth, and then I look at Martha and Jim, and it's clear, we've got a choice. We can let our legs weaken and watch our world shrink, or we can fight for them and keep living big. That's what VITAGO is all about, giving you the tools to stay mobile, stay strong, and enjoy every day past 70. And trust me, it's not as hard as you might think. Stick with me through this video, because I've got exercises, foods, and habits coming up that'll make all the difference. Before we move on, let's get you involved. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Press 1 if you're here because you want to keep traveling and exploring with strong legs, or press 2 if you're worried about falls and want to stay steady. And tell me this, who in your life inspires you to take care of your legs? Maybe it's a parent, a friend, or even yourself a few years ago. Drop your story below. I read every single one, and it keeps me going here at VITAGO. Hey there, VITAGO friends. It's Maggie Harper again, and welcome back to our journey of keeping those legs strong and our lives active. Now that we've talked about why our legs are the key to staying independent past 70, let's roll up our sleeves, or maybe our pant legs, and get moving. I'm no fancy gym coach, just a retired PE teacher from Ohio who's learned a thing or two over the years. Today, I'm sharing some simple exercises that'll strengthen your legs and sharpen your balance. These are so easy, you can do them right at home, and I've seen them work wonders for folks just like us. Let me start with a story about my college buddy Betty. She's 78 now, lives out in California, and a few years back, she was wobbling every time she walked to her mailbox. She'd laugh it off, saying, "Oh, Maggie, it's just old age," but I could tell it scared her. She didn't want to be the one who falls and ends up in a nursing home. So, I convinced her to try a few moves I used to teach my students. Nothing crazy, just practical stuff. Within a month, Betty was striding up her porch steps like she was 60 again. That's the power of moving your legs, folks. It's never too late to start. So, let's dive into these exercises. First up is what I call the heel raise, a real game changer for your calves. Stand up straight, feet shoulder width apart, and slowly lift your heels off the ground until you're on your tiptoes. Hold it for 2 seconds, then lower back down. Do that 10 times. My neighbor Jim in Michigan, 73, swears by this one. He had knee pain that made him limp, but after doing heel raises every morning, he's walking his dog again without a hitch. Those calves are your second heart, pumping blood back up, so don't skip this. It's like giving your legs a little tune-up. Next, we've got the sit to stand, perfect for building strength in your thighs and glutes. Grab a sturdy chair, sit down, then stand up nice and slow without using your hands if you can. Sit back down and repeat 8 times. I taught this to Martha, that 80-year-old firecracker from New York I mentioned earlier. She used to lean on a cane every time she got up, but after a few weeks of this, she ditched it. Maggie, she told me, I feel like I've got my legs back. It's not just about strength, it's about trusting your body again, and that's pure gold when you're our age. Last but not least, let's work on balance with the one-leg stand. Stand near a wall or chair for support, lift one foot a few inches off the ground, and hold it for 20 seconds. Switch sides and do it again. If that's too easy, try closing your eyes, but be careful. My Uncle Fred, 76, down in Georgia, started this after he nearly tripped on his front stoop. He'd hold the railing at first, but now he stands there like a flamingo, grinning ear to ear. Balance is your secret weapon against falls, and this little move trains your legs to keep you steady no matter what. Why do these exercises matter? They hit all the right spots: strength, stability, and coordination. After 70, our muscles shrink and our reflexes slow, but moving keeps them firing. I've seen it myself. When I started doing these every day, my legs stopped feeling like jelly after a long walk. And the science backs it up. Studies show that just 10 minutes of leg exercises a day can cut your fall risk in half. Think about Hank from Texas. If he'd done these, maybe he'd still be out chasing his grandkids instead of sitting inside all day. These moves aren't about looking buff, they're about keeping your life yours. Now, here's how to make it work for you. Start small, 5 or 10 minutes a day, maybe while your coffee's brewing or the evening news is on. I do mine in the kitchen, chatting with my husband over breakfast. No need for fancy gear, just you, a chair, and a little willpower. If your knees creak or you feel shaky, go slow and use support. Betty started with just 5 heel raises, and look at her now. The trick is consistency. Do a little every day, and soon you'll feel the difference. Jim says it's like his legs woke up after a long nap, and I couldn't agree more. Let me tell you about one more friend, Ellen, my sister in Florida. She's 71, and after her marathon days, she thought her legs were done for. But I got her doing these exercises last summer when I visited. We'd stand by her pool, giggling as we tried the one-leg stand, falling into each other like kids. 3 months later, she called me up, so excited, "Maggie, I climbed the stairs without holding the rail today." That's what I want for you, those small wins that add up to a big, active life. You don't have to run marathons, you just have to keep moving. Here's a little bonus tip: mix it up. Add a short walk after these exercises, maybe around your backyard or down the street. Martha does her sit-to-stands, then strolls to the corner store, keeps her legs loose and her spirits high. And if you're feeling adventurous, try a mini dance party, put on some Elvis or Sinatra and sway a little. I do that with Fred when I visit, and we laugh so hard we forget we're exercising. The point is, make it fun, your legs will thank you, and so will your heart. All right, friends, it's time to get you in on this. I've got a challenge for you. Pick one of these exercises, heel raises, sit-to-stands, or the one-leg stand, and try it for 5 minutes today. Press 1 in the comments if you're going with heel raises, 2 for sit-to-stands, or drop a note about how long you lasted on one leg. Better yet, do it for a week and let me know how you feel. I'll pick 3 of you to give a shout out in my next video. Who's with me? Let's get those legs moving and show H who's boss. Hi again, VITAGO family. It's Maggie Harper, back with you to keep those legs strong and our lives active. We've talked about why our legs matter and how a few simple exercises can keep them going, but now let's fuel them up right. I used to think exercise was enough, just keep moving and you're golden. But then I met Sue, a retired nutritionist friend of mine from Colorado, who set me straight. She said, "Maggie, your legs need the right food to stay strong, especially past 70. She was right, and today I'm sharing 7 foods that'll give your legs the power they need, all easy to find, no matter where you are in the US. Let's start with salmon. This fish is a superstar, packed with omega-3 fatty acids that fight inflammation in your joints. My friend Ruth in Ohio, the one who's had a tough time with her legs, started eating salmon once a week after her doctor suggested it. She told me, "Maggie, my knees don't ache as much anymore. I grill it with a little lemon, takes 10 minutes, and it's like a treat that keeps my legs happy." Omega-3s help your muscles recover, too, so it's perfect after those heel raises we talked about. Next up is eggs. They're small but mighty, loaded with protein, the building blocks of your muscles. I saw this with Hank, my old Texas neighbor. After his hip injury, he started eating 2 boiled eggs every morning. "Keeps me steady," he said, and I believe it. Eggs have all 9 essential amino acids your legs need to stay firm, plus they're cheap and quick. Boil a batch on Sunday, and you're set for the week. I like mine with a sprinkle of salt, sitting on my porch watching the sunrise. Then there's Greek yogurt. This one's a double whammy, protein for your muscles and calcium for your bones. Martha, my 80-year-old New York pal, swears by it. She mixes it with a little honey and eats it after her sit-to-stands. Maggie, my legs feel stronger and my knees don't creak as much, she told me last time we chatted. I go for the plain kind, no sugar added, and it's like a creamy boost that keeps my bones from getting brittle. Strong bones mean your legs can carry you farther. Number 4 is almonds. These little nuts are packed with vitamin E, which protects your muscles from wear and tear. I keep a jar on my counter and grab a handful, about 10 or 12, every afternoon. It's my secret weapon against leg cramps. Jim in Michigan caught on after I sent him some in a care package. He said, "Maggie, I don't wake up with those awful spasms anymore." They're a tasty way to keep your legs ready for action, and they travel easy. Toss some in your bag for a walk. Now, let's talk pumpkin seeds. These are tiny powerhouses full of magnesium, which helps your muscles relax and stops those nighttime cramps. My Uncle Fred in Georgia started sprinkling them on his oatmeal after I told him about them. "Maggie, I sleep like a baby now," he laughed over the phone. Magnesium keeps your calves from seizing up, especially if you're doing those one-leg stands. I roast mine with a pinch of salt, crunchy and good for you. 6th on the list is lentils. They're a plant-based protein champ, perfect if you're cutting back on meat. My sister Ellen in Florida makes a big pot of lentil soup every week. Just toss in some carrots and spices. She says, "Maggie, my legs don't feel so heavy anymore." Lentils give you steady energy and fiber, too, so your blood sugar stays even, no crashes that leave you tired. I love how they fill me up without weighing me down. Finally, we've got quinoa. This grain's a complete protein and gives your legs long-lasting fuel. Betty in California swapped out her rice for quinoa after I raved about it. "Maggie, I can walk to the park and back without stopping now," she bragged. It's got magnesium and carbs that keep you going, and it cooks up fast, 15 minutes on the stove. I mix mine with veggies for a light dinner that keeps my legs ready for the next day. Why do these foods work? They tackle everything your legs need as we age. Protein from eggs, lentils, and quinoa rebuilds muscle. We lose more of it after 70, so we've got to fight back. Omega-3s in salmon and vitamin E in almonds cut down inflammation and damage, keeping your joints smooth. Calcium in Greek yogurt strengthens your bones, and magnesium in pumpkin seeds and quinoa keeps cramps at bay. Sue explained it to me like this: "Maggie, think of food as medicine for your legs." She's right. I've been eating this way for years, and I still climb my stairs without a huff. Here's my advice: don't try to eat all 7 at once. Mix them into your week. I might have salmon on Monday, eggs on Tuesday, a handful of almonds every day. Add at least 8 cups of water. 2. Sue says dehydration makes your legs weak, and I've felt it myself when I slack off. It's not about fancy diets, it's about giving your body what it needs. Ellen started small, just eggs and lentils, and now she's hooked. You can do it, too, no kitchen skills required. Let me share one more quick story. My old teaching colleague, Sue, came to visit last month. She's 74, and her legs were stiff from years behind a desk. We cooked salmon together, snacked on almonds, and laughed over old times. By the end of the week, she said, "Maggie, I haven't felt this light on my feet in years." That's what I want for you, legs that feel good, so you can live the way you want. These 7 foods aren't magic, but they're close, simple, real, and powerful. Okay, let's get you in on this. Which of these foods sounds best to you? Press 1 in the comments for salmon, 2 for almonds, or tell me your favorite leg-boosting food. Here's a little nudge. Try adding one of these to your meals this week, maybe some Greek yogurt for breakfast, and let me know how it goes. I'll be reading every comment, cheering you on from here at VITAGO. Let's eat smart and keep those legs strong together. Hello again, VITAGO friends. It's Maggie Harper, wrapping up our journey to keep those legs strong and our lives active past 70. We've covered why our legs matter, how to exercise them, and what to eat to fuel them up. Now, let's talk about the little habits that tie it all together. These aren't big, flashy changes. I'm not asking you to run a marathon or buy expensive gadgets. They're simple things I've picked up over the years, from my own life and from friends across the country. They've kept me moving, and I know they can do the same for you. Let's start with something so easy it almost feels like cheating: walking. I try to get out for 30 minutes most days, just around my neighborhood here in Ohio. It's not about speed, just steady steps to keep my legs loose and my heart pumping. My buddy Jim in Michigan does the same. He's 73, and we used to walk together when I'd visit. He'd say, "Maggie, this is my medicine," and he's right. Walking keeps your calves working as that second heart we talked about, pushing blood back up. Even on days when I'm busy, I sneak in 10 minutes. It's better than nothing, and it adds up. Next, here's a habit I had to learn the hard way: sitting less. I used to plop down for hours watching TV after retiring, and my legs paid the price, stiff as boards by evening. Then I saw Betty in California, 78, who sets a little timer to stand up every hour. She'd stretch, shake her legs out, maybe grab a glass of water. "Maggie, it's like waking my legs up," she told me. Now I do it, too: stand up, roll my ankles, maybe march in place for a minute. It's a small thing, but it keeps the stiffness away and reminds my legs they've got work to do. One of my favorites is soaking my feet. I got this from my sister Ellen in Florida. She's 71 and swears by it. After a long day, she fills a basin with warm water and a handful of Epsom salt, then soaks her feet for 15 minutes. "Maggie, it's like all the ache just melts away," she said last time we talked. I tried it, and she's onto something. My calves relax, my feet feel light, and those cramps that used to wake me up? Gone. It's not fancy. You can grab Epsom salt at any drugstore, but it's a quiet little gift to your legs. And here's one I wish I'd known sooner: wearing the right shoes. For years, I'd shuffle around in old sneakers with no support, wondering why my knees hurt. Then Martha, my 80-year-old New York friend, showed me her walking shoes: soft soles, good arch support, nothing flashy. She said, "Maggie, these keep me going without the pain." I picked up a pair at Walmart for under $30, and it's like night and day: no more soreness after my walks. Good shoes take the strain off your joints so your legs can focus on staying strong. Why do these habits matter? They're the glue that holds everything together. Walking keeps your circulation flowing, no swollen ankles or tired legs. Sitting less stops your muscles from locking up, which is a big deal when you're past 70 and sarcopenia is knocking. Soaking your feet eases the wear and tear, especially if you've been on them all day. And the right shoes? They're like a safety net, protecting your knees and hips so your legs don't give out. I've seen it work. These little tweaks keep you moving without much fuss. Let me tell you about Fred, my 76-year-old uncle in Georgia. He's a stubborn old guy, used to think walking was for city folks, and sat in his recliner all day. But after that near trip on his stoop I mentioned earlier, I got him to try these habits. We started with 10-minute walks around his yard. He grumbled, but he did it. Then he added the foot soaks after I mailed him some Epsom salt. Last month, he called me up, laughing, "Maggie, I walked to the mailbox and back without huffing. Who'd have thought?" He's proof you don't need to overhaul your life, just sprinkle in these habits, and they stick. Here's how I do it in my day-to-day. Mornings, I walk while my coffee brews, 15 minutes around the block. Every hour or so, I stand up and stretch, keeps me from turning into a statue. Evenings, I might soak my feet while listening to the radio. It's my wind down time. And I always wear my good shoes, even just to the garden. It's not a chore, it's part of my routine, like brushing my teeth. Betty does her walks with her grandkids. Ellen soaks while chatting with her husband. Find what fits you, and it'll feel natural. One more story to bring it home. Last summer, I visited Hank in Texas. You remember him, the rancher who fell. He's still recovering, but he's trying. I got him to walk with me, just 5 minutes around his living room, leaning on a chair at first. We'd sit and soak our feet after, swapping stories about our old days. He said, "Maggie, I wish I'd done this sooner, might have saved me a lot of trouble." That stuck with me. These habits aren't just for now, they're for your future self, the you who wants to keep going strong. So, what's the big picture? These habits, paired with the exercises and foods we've talked about, are your toolkit for strong legs and an active life. They're not hard, they don't cost much, and they work. I think about Martha still shopping at 80, Jim walking his dog at 73, and I know it's worth it. You can start today, no waiting, no excuses. Your legs deserve it, and so do you. All right, let's wrap this up with some fun. Which habit are you ready to try? Press 1 in the comments if you'll start walking more, 2 if you're grabbing some Epsom salt for a soak, or tell me your own leg-saving trick. Here's a challenge. Try one of these habits today, maybe a quick walk, and tag #VITAGOstrong in the comments or on X. I'll repost my favorites next time. Let's keep those legs moving together. You've got this.